Hello, my name is Chris Medina, and today, on this lovely day, we are going to be discussing the topics of indentured servitude as well as slavery. Before we begin, I would like to explain what exactly indentured servitude is for those of you who don't know. So, indentured servitude is the signing away of your life for a certain amount of time, to put it simply. It is a contract in which you sign, whether willingly or forced. With the signing of the contract, you work for someone who will be called your master without him having to pay you. There is usually some sort of reward at the end of this contract, and the benefits the indentured servant, it could be anything such as debt bondage, currency, transportation, a firearm, land, etc. It is now seen as a form of slavery due to the low success rate of the practice. Many people reported to have died before their contract had even ended. Now that we have a good idea of what indentured servitude is like, we can now see how indentured servitude differs from the popular practice of slavery. To begin, when compared to slaves, servants were usually clothed, fed, and housed. Although this sounds absolutely fantastic, they were still reported to have very little privacy. Both servants and slaves were still required to do very physically demanding work. Unlike slaves, servants were not considered property and were considered free people at the end of their contract. Just like slaves, though, they were still subject to physical abuse, unfortunately. Fun fact: some servants even needed permission to marry when still under contract. This practice of indentured servitude was very common in colonial America. Now, why did indentured servitude start to die out when compared to slavery? Well, over time, indentured servitude became less appealing after people began seeing the free labor that could be had with slaves, and with that mentality came the decline of indentured servitude.